Hello world, it's Kurtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. Today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that I've struggled with too many times in my life, and that's worrying. It's also something that I've witnessed tons of other people, plenty of people on this earth struggle with as well, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about this topic. See, how many times in your life, in our lives, have we worried about something and it didn't even matter? Didn't even turn out like we was thinking and how we was worrying. How many times have you done something you was like, man, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be, right? So the most recent one for me was doing squats on here. 245s on each side. So a total of 225 pounds. And you're like, man, you say you work out a lot. Why was you worrying? In 2007, I was a sprinkler fitter in the union. I was putting in the sprinklers at the new Indianapolis airport, and I was pushing a guy on a scaffolding that was 3 tiers high. His feet was at 22 feet above me, and we're pushing, and he accidentally knocked off 2 full 5-gallon buckets that were full of the Victaulic couplings that coupling the sprinkler pipe together. I'm pushing him like nothing, just been doing this for days. And all of a sudden I wake up to him saying, Curtis, you okay? He thought I was dead. Those buckets fell off and landed on my head from 22 feet up, which is pretty much like the second story of a building. Knocked me out instantly. I woke up. See, I was in the best shape of my life at that point. 20-some years old, sprinkler fitter, working out in the gym after work, running every day. At this point, I was running about 35 miles a week. I was in phenomenal shape. So I stood up and I was like, man, I think I'm okay. And for about 6 months, I was okay. But every day I was just like, man, my back's hurting. Man, my back's hurting. I finally went to the doctor and they looked at all the x-rays. And I had 3 bulge discs in my back, a herniated disc in my back, a bulge disc in my neck. I had a disc that was deteriorated about the quarter of the size that it should be. So instead of being like this thick, it's like this thick, like just on its verge of breaking. They're like, dude, you need back surgery. Because at this point, when I finally went to the doctor, I'm one of those people that resisted going to the doctor. I'm like, man, I can't sleep at night. I'm in pain every day. They started feeding me pain pills. And as I'm working every single day, it's just getting worse and worse. And I mean, more of those pain pills. It got to where I was eating 200 Vicodin a month, taking 20 milligrams of Ambien to sleep at night. Still couldn't sleep. Man, it was killing me. Went through that for 4.5 years where I finally weaned myself off of them. Well, then I had to quit the trade. And I go to just living a life. And we don't understand the roads we go down. But then in 2011, on a Monday, I sprained my left ankle. And then I broke my right ankle. So from that moment that I had hurt my back, I pretty much quit doing squats. My back just couldn't take it. I pretty much cut out back exercises. I quit the trade because I couldn't hold that sprinkler pipe no more. It was just hurting me. So I minimized the workouts that I did on my back. Now, I still did leg workouts, so I wasn't one of those gym rats that just had a huge upper body and those chicken legs. But at the same time, my booty wasn't looking as good as it could have. And my legs and my thighs and stuff weren't either, because I was cutting out some of the most important workouts when it comes to working out your body, right? But the thing is I've been rehabbing my back. I've been strengthening my core, because if you have a bone that aches, if you strengthen the muscles around it, it actually helps your bones not ache so much, because your muscles are 85% of the strength in your body, not your bones. They're only 15%. So I've been strengthening my core, not just so I can walk around with the 6-pack, but because it actually helps my back pain where I don't even have to, sometimes I might have to take a Tylenol for some inflammation if I tweak my back. But I've only taken maybe 4 Vicodin in the last like 6 years. And I'm just so grateful that I've been down that path. But see, I got to where I was starting to do squats again. And I started off with just the bar, 45 pounds. And I've been working my way up. And for some reason, the day that I put 245s on there, it started to give me this anxiety. I started to worry. See, not only because of my back, I'm afraid, man, I'm going to throw out my back and then I'm going to be down for a couple days and I'm going to miss work because that's happened to me before. So it's almost a legitimate worry. But also there's times where I've stepped off a curb and whoa, my ankle almost gave out. And I thought it would hurt because it popped my ankle, the one that I broke. And I thought there's times where I went to the ground and I thought I re-broke my ankle. See, sometimes those can be legitimate worries. And you know what? I had been doing squats for, at this point, months. But it was just something about when I hit 245s on each side. That's 225 pounds, more than I weigh. I don't know why it brought up some kind of memory in my head when I was knocking out sets at 225. Even knocking out those same sets on bench. And I'm just like, Kurtis, why are you worrying about it? So you know what? I'm not going to lie. I walked around the shop so I can kind of walk in a circle around there. And I walked in a circle around the shop for like 15 minutes. And I had to fight that battle in my head. It was messing with me. See, that's the devil. He'll create that fear, that false evidence appearing real. And on the Ed Milet show, I heard this podcast that he did. I can't remember the name of the lady that's on there, but she says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And she just does whatever she's resisting. I got up here on the machine. I put it on my shoulders and I said, Kurtis, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Boom, boom, boom. And I was in my head, I'm thinking, dude, this is way easier than I even thought it was going to be. And I knocked out 10. And I was like, dude, I could have probably done 20 reps at that. Now, I've learned my lesson from overextending myself and pushing myself too far, especially when it comes to my back. So I didn't say, hey, let's just go ahead and throw on 345s on each side. I likely could have done it. But at some moments, you have to use your wisdom while you're defeating your worries, right? So some of that wisdom is whenever you worry, you have to remind yourself, you know what? There was this other instance where I was worrying and it was for no reason. I got plenty of those times where I worried and it was for no reason because it ends up turning out way easier than I thought. I remember this story in the Bible. It's the prodigal son. How he returned home to his dad, and the whole time he had this story he was going to tell his dad, I'm so sorry for taking off and rebelling and blowing my inheritance. But as soon as he walked up, the father was like, son, welcome home. Didn't even mention how he had messed up. He just said, son, I've been missing you. I love you. I miss you. You know what? You and your spouse maybe separated right now. Your wife, your husband, you're married, you have a family, and things haven't been going right. You've been fighting and worrying about that moment where you see them again, and it's just like, wife, I love you, I miss you, welcome home. I don't even care about the separation. I'm just glad you're back. You may be in a place where you haven't spoke with your parents or your siblings or a best friend because you got in a fight with them for a long time and you're worrying about that moment where you see them again. Forget that worry. Just when you see them, be like, you know what? I missed you. I love you. It's amazing to see you again. I'm so glad you're in my life again. Learn those lessons. Use that wisdom to not allow it, at least on your side, for that to happen again. You may be thinking, man, I reacted badly. Man, I did this wrong. That shame, that guilt, it's going to come and it's all right. Even for me, whenever I was like, man, I did them And then I started to go down this guilt trip of, Kurtis, you allowed that worry to rob you for like, I mean, at this point, that happened in 2007. It's like, man, 14 years that injury's been robbing me. And then I even thought about it when I did. I was like, man, look at them professional athletes that get hurt. Peyton Manning hurt his back. He was right back in. Then he won the Super Bowl because he had the right people around him to say, look, there's been plenty of other people that's done this, plenty of other people that's rehabbed. How bad do you want it? You want to play football again? Colts, they kicked him to the curb. Boop, lost. They could have won a Super Bowl. He actually took Denver to 2. Because in their heads, they were worried about, oh, he may get hurt. We may have to pay him. I don't know what their thoughts were, but, obviously they had to learn a lesson from them worrying and Denver not. And Denver reaped the benefits because they didn't worry. So how many times have you worried and it did you no justice? It served you nothing positive and it ended up turning out to be all right. And how can you use that in the future to prevent your worry, to stop it? I don't think so, right? Not today, Satan. No, sir. You ain't getting me again, you sly mother. No. The Bible says we have dominion over the devil, and he's the one that's there creating that worry. That's one of his number one tricks, is to create fear and worry and doubt. It's to make you think the grass is greener on the other side when you're supposed to be standing firm in the place that you're in. Today, I just invite you, remember all those times that, try not to focus so much on the past unless you're using it as a lesson to bless you, because everything happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. See, those times where I worried and I allowed it to control me, now I can use that to say, that was stupid. I'm human. I give myself grace and say, you know what? I forgive myself for those times, but I'm going to let it push me to become a better version of me. The boundless version of me. See, sometimes we're bound by worry and we didn't have to. Today, I invite you to break those chains of that worry. Just like the video I did yesterday. Break those chains. Unlock that lock. You've got the keys and it's all in your mind, and it's all by making a decision. You've got this. You're capable. I believe in you. You don't have to worry. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Instead, face everything and rise, baby. You got this. If this video helped you or know someone it would, please like, share, comment, tag them if you want. You know what? Take a stand and say, you know what, Kurtis, in the comment section, I've been worrying about this in my life, and today is enough. I'm going to end 2021 on a strong note. No more worry. And my New Year's resolution for 2022 is anytime that I'm about to worry, I'm going to shift. I'm going to use that air you're talking about. I'm going to acknowledge that I'm worrying. I'm going to interrupt it with, dude, all those times I worried served me nothing and weren't even real. And I'm going to replace it with, I'm a champion. I'm a beast. I'm an overcomer. I can defeat this worry. And if it anything else, even if you're feeling like you can't, you know what? This person did it. That person did it. This successful person did it. I watched this person do it. Replace it with, I'm calling one of my accountability partners and saying, hey, dude, I'm worrying. It's in my head. I call my buddies and they'll be like, Kurtis, remember? Bro, you think you're worried about this? Remember this time? See, they'll even pop up stuff in their head that I forgot about. They'll be like, Kurtis, bro, you remember that one time when you came through this? And I'll be like, oh, yeah. I acknowledged how I was feeling. I interrupted it with that phone call to my accountability partner, and I replaced it with what they reminded me of. You've got this. Put in some comment section where you worried and where it didn't even matter. Let's hear some testimonies so anyone else that sees them can rise up to their worries. I love you all. Man, thank you again for everybody that's supporting me, following along, pushing me to my calling. I can't wait for the day that this is my job 24/7, my career, just getting paid to help you all and help people travel the world, to just help people. Because I feel you. I understand your pain. I've been there before. And sometimes it's hard for me to admit the stuff where I've messed up. But you know what? Every time it gets easier, because I know that it might be helping someone else that's going through a struggle. Is it easy for me to admit that I've let worry overcome and defeat me at times in my life? No. But I'm grateful for that experience so that I can help you through yours. Maybe if you can just watch this video and bam, it doesn't defeat you as long as it defeated me, then that's a win. It was worth making this video, because every single day we're together just getting this step closer to being boundless, baby. I love you all. Have a great day full of defeating your worries.